and we will make a little start. So I asked you all to get your papers ready and your photograph cut. Have we all cut our photograph to size? Thumbs up, yes, no? You're all going quiet on me, don't go quiet. Have we got thumbs up for the photograph? Me too. I'm not sure what Carol's me too, but anyway, I think that might be the craft desk. Right, the setup I've got at my house is I'm filming on my phone, which is over my desk, and then in front of me I have my iPad. I'm getting lots of thumbs up now, great. In front of me I have my iPad as to what you're seeing. Yes, Laura, you want your photograph 4x4 size. Okay, so in front of you I'm seeing what you're seeing, so it's just slightly delayed, which seems really weird, but hopefully, you know, we can come up with it. Karen, it doesn't matter if you haven't got a photograph yet. This is the sort of layout you can add a photograph to your title at the end, so that's absolutely fine. So shall we get started? So paper trimmers out ready, because ladies, we are going to do some gutting, just because I like to. And there's a lot of ladies that come to my Dawn's Inspiration scrapbook class. We do this to save as much paper as we can. What's Karen saying here? So I've got Jean private messaging me as well. Jean, yeah, I've got that, Jean, that's great. I'll check that afterwards. Chris is saying her photographs is a different size. Don't worry about that, Chris. That's absolutely fine. We can adapt that. That's no problem at all. Jenny's saying, too many gins on my virtual night out. Oh, so you're not on the drink tonight then later? Oh, well, we'll see. So the first thing you're going to do is, if you've got pattern paper like I've got with your border on, is to take your border off. So your base piece is going to measure 12 inches by 12 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to get that all in place where it should be and cut that down to 12 by 12. Oh, what's wrong, Julie? Is that to the drink, Julie? It could be. The strange things about these Facebook Lives that I've found doing mine is when I go back afterwards, yes, we're gutting, Carol. When I go back afterwards and trying to answer the comments, they're not in order as you see them when you're actually doing the live. It's really strange. I don't know why. I haven't got a clue. Haven't worked that one out yet, but I will. Yes, we're going to gut. So this is your base piece, which is 12 inches by 12 inches. And you're going to gut this in 1 inch on all 4 sides. So I know you ladies that have got trimmers like this, or you have got your Stampin' Up trimmers. This is very easy to do. So you're just going to place your paper on your 1 inch size, and then you're going to put your blade in 1 inch in, if you like. You do not know which one's going to be your base, Laura. Well, I've got, let's just share again with Laura. So I've got 3 pieces here. Okay, my 2 papers are both double-sided, so that's not a problem. And I've picked pattern paper for my base. So the choice is yours. Anne's saying, do you have to complete the layout so I know which paper? No, you can either watch this and come back later. That is absolutely fine. Joe's just joined us. So you can either watch the video and just join in with the chat and have a nice time. Okay. And then the video will stay on the Edwinstowe Scrappers page because it's a Facebook Live. And you can come back and join in and do it later on. Not a problem at all. So Joe's just joined. So I've got my base piece, which is 12 by 12. And we're going to gut in at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Now while I've been chatting, you've probably all done that. So you're going to lay your paper in at the 1 inch mark, put your blade in at 1 inch and just go along. And I always turn clockwise and then it all comes together. So don't worry that your piece there hasn't gone all the way to where it should be, because all will come true. I should have put my light on in here because I'm not seeing my number 1. And there we go. And the nice thing about doing gutting like this is, I'm going to put my top light on. The nice thing about doing gutting like this is you can actually do a layout on the back as well, which a lot of my scrapbooking ladies will know. And I know from the Facebook Live I did this week, some of you have also done that as well. Now all the comments have stopped, so I'm taking it the comments have stopped at the moment because you're all gutting. Okay, so I'm doing it in real time with you. So how's your gutting coming along, ladies? Are we all okay? I'm letting you catch up. I'm not going to race ahead. So you give me a thumbs up when you're ready. And I'm just going to nip that little bit in the corner. So that piece I'm going to pop to one side for later. Yeah, we got a thumbs up. We're all there with the gutting. Jenny's gutted. So's Anne. Joe's going to watch this time and catch up. That's not a problem at all. You've got plenty of time to do that. But you're all gutted. Well, you know me. I like to get you gutting. So that's your base piece. Okay. Now the next piece I'm going to use in my layer is going to be my cardstock. Okay. So I'm going to cut my cardstock at 11.5 by 11.5. You can use pattern paper if you wish as well. Michelle says she's eating a bacon sandwich and she'll attempt the layout tomorrow. Well, I like your style, Michelle. I hope you're keeping safe. That's the main thing. That's the way to go. The whole idea of this is to keep you ladies crafting while we can't get together. So hats off to Jenny. She's helped organise all this. So we want to keep you crafting while we can't be together. And also I think to keep us all a little bit sane in this mad time that's happening at the moment. So we're hoping you find it helpful. You know, and a bit of fun. That's the main thing as well. So I've cut my cardstock down. And guess what, ladies? I'm going to get you to gut in again. 1 inch on all 4 sides. And because you've just done it, you'll all be dab hands at this. So here we go again. 1 inch on all 4 sides. So you can all get gutted. That was, yes, Emma, that piece of cardstock is 11.5 by 11.5. Laura says she's too late to keep sane. Well, Laura, I think you're doing a fantastic job. And what you're doing with your children, I think you should blog it every day. I think it's amazing. I think you need to do a little book for some of these parents that don't quite know what to do with their children and ideas with Laura, or I think you need to be blogging it because I think it's fantastic. I think you need to set up a separate Facebook page. So, yeah, go for it. You could have Mum's Home Time, or, you know, we'll have to think of a title for Laura to come up with, won't we? So you've got that now in on all 4 sides. How are we doing, ladies? On my Facebook Live this week, I kept saying ladies because I couldn't see any men come along, and then I had 2 men join in that I missed when I was doing some cutting. And of course, I think they got a bit, they were fine. It's David's one of my regulars, so they were fine. They, and don't start laughing, ladies. You're going to pop this bit to one side. Yeah, Laura, Heather agrees, Laura. If you're watching the comments, she agrees. I think I'm going to need to pop a new blade in my trimmer. It's just started going fraying, and I'm not sure why. Probably because I've been doing far too much crafting. So I'm just tidying mine up with my scissors. Have we all caught up with our gutting? Give me thumbs up if you've done all your gutting on your next layer, because I want you all to keep up with me. Have we got thumbs up? And I'm going to try and find another blade. And I know I've got one somewhere safe in my craft room. No, not in that one. Are we getting thumbs up? Yes. Right, let me pop another blade in. Right, so we've all done our gutting. Great. So let me swap my blade out. Oh, right, let's put a new blade in. I bet you're missing the club shop at the moment as well, aren't you? Carol's going to watch later and join in. That's absolutely fine. That is the nice thing about it. And if you've enjoyed today, there's nothing stopping you doing the layouts all over again with different photographs, is there? There's no such thing as too much crafting. No, Emma, there is no such thing as too much crafting. So I've got my third layer now. Okay, so this is my third layer. So I've got 1, 2 that we've gutted. Okay. And then I've got my third layer. And the third layer you're going to cut down to 11¼ inches this time. So that was 11¼ inches. And you know me, I'm keeping all my scraps. So 11¼ 11¼ Karen got 3 glues for £9.99. Was that from Crafter's Companion? Because I bet they're doing deals at the moment. You could probably do buy one, get one free. You ought to have a look. But yes, I heard you ran out of glue the other day. Not a good idea, especially in this current climate. Now, if you want to ink the edges, please go ahead and do so. In fact, I might just ink my edges while you ladies are all catching up. I'm going to go with a bit of Bordeaux here. I'm just going to ink the edges on this top piece of paper here. Oh, that one's seen better days, hasn't it? So I'm going to just ink my edges round. If any of you want to join in on Wednesday morning at 10:30, I'm doing another scrapbook Facebook Live over on my Dawn's Inspirations page. And we're using page sketches that I've used in previous classes. The page sketches we're going through at the moment, and well over 2 years old now, but it's nice to have a craft along. We've had people from the States, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, Spain join in, so it's quite nice to join in with other people around the world. So you've got your 3 layers. So now we're going to glue these 3 layers together. So Karen, get your glue out. So I'm going to start off with the bottom one here. Now, personally, I would find it easier to put a thin bead of glue around your base piece here and then put your next layer on the top, because when you put glue on, it's going to disperse. So I don't have to sort of tell you ladies that, because it's like sucking eggs, but there we go. So I'm just going to go around the edge when my glue decides to come up. I think I need to get a new bottle of glue out. So around we go. Are we all keeping up, those that are crafting along with me? I shouldn't ask you that when you've got a pot of glue in your hand, should I? So, and then I'm going to pop this on the top. Okay, so by using your all-purpose, you've got that little bit of wiggle room. Okay, I've got the window open, so I'm hoping there's not too much noise from outside. And then I've got my third layer that's going to go on there. Can you see? You're just getting that hint. That's why by gutting we're not wasting the cardstock, because you don't want to waste your cardstock. Or your pattern papers come to mind. So next layer on. So around we go. Okay. And then pop that on the top. And again, you've got that bit of wiggle room. So you've got that nice matten layer going on. But of course, we haven't got the bulk because we've actually gutted the cardstock. I chose papers right. Yellow here. Oh, you've got yellow papers, have you, Laura? So there we go. Okay, so if I just turn this over without making your eyes go weird, can you see on the back? You could quite easily do another layer on the back after this class. So you're not wasting anything. So when we put things in our page protectors, you've got the reverse as well. So I'm being really frugal. Can you tell I'm married to a Scotsman? So, okay. So there we go. So I'm going to turn that round there. So now we're going to start on the next bit. Okay, they're all stuck down. So we're going to use our cardstock and our paper that we've got left over. So I'm going to lay this just to one side to dry off. Okay, and then I'm going to bring my trimmer in again. Now I'm going to see how many squares I can get out of this. We're going to do layers of squares. All will come clear. So I'm using my cardstock with my pattern paper, which is double-sided. This is why you needed one that was double-sided. So from my cardstock, I'm going to cut 3.5 inches. And then I'm going to twizzle it and do 3.5 inches again. That's one square. And again. Is that 2 squares? Okay. And then I'm going to see, I could be really tight here. And I think I'm going to be. We're going to really push the boundaries now, ladies. So I'm going to go 3.5 again. Just that one. Turn it again and do 3.5. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I want to mat and layer my photograph, but I want to create another square as well. Okay, so I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking that way round. Right, so your photograph is 4 by 4. So Chris, your photograph is different size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up 1/2 inch because I'm going to mat and layer with some pattern paper. So whatever size your photograph is, so this is 4 by 4, I'm going to cut my green at 4.5 by 4.5. So we'll do that one next. And this means I can get the whole layout, even the title, out of just our 3 pieces of card. So I've got my bigger one for my photograph. And don't worry that that's too big yet because we've got to do our pattern paper. But I want to cut another one of these squares. Now, if you're too concerned, you could put it in the middle, put a pencil line round and go round with a craft knife. However, because you ladies now are getting really good at gutting, you've all gone quiet on me. I hope we're still there. Because you ladies are good at gutting, I'm going to get you to gut in this bigger square at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Because then it will work. You've all gone quiet. Have I lost you? Have I got you? Are we there? No, we got thumbs up. Good. So you're going in 1/2 inch this time. So just take your time. I'm not going to rush this. Okay. I'm hoping you're all gutting because it's all gone quiet. I've only got a thumbs up and I think that was Jenny. So I've still got 12 of you watching, so fingers crossed. Heather says she's gutting. Good. I'm just taking my time. I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to wait for you all to be at the same stage. Okay. And then if you just need to nip your corners, I'm getting some thumbs up now. Jenny's catching up. She's changed papers. That's absolutely fine. That's the nice thing about this. papers, you know, I bet you've all got stacks of papers at home. And if we're on lockdown for a few more weeks, I said earlier to my husband, I'd rather, if we're going to be on lockdown now for several weeks, I'd rather we got it out the way now, so later on everybody can get back to normal. You know, rather than them saying, oh no, you can all now get back to normal, and then in a month's time we've got to do lockdown again. So anyway, so give me thumbs up if you've now got 4 squares that are measuring 3.5 by 3.5, and one of your cardstock squares which is 4.5 by 4.5, and you gutted the middle out. Okay, are we all there? Yes, we're getting some thumbs up. Great. We're all there. I'm not going too fast. No, more thumbs up. Brilliant. Emma's done. That's good. Right, so shall we now move then on? Karen says no. Have you not caught up yet, Karen? Laura says ish. Right, okay, I'll hang fire for a minute. There's no rush. This is your class, and I'm going to take it at a pace that's going to suit you. So, I'm going to lay these out on here. 1, 2... If I lay them like that, you can see them. 3, 4, and then my extra piece. I'm just checking where I think my blade is okay. I don't think I've got anything in the middle of my cutting piece. No. Right. What are the green sizes? Karen's asking. You're having 4 that are 3.5 by 3.5. You're going to have 1 that is 4.5 by 4.5, and then you've gutted in the middle. So actually that has come out of there. So out of your cardstock you can cut 3 of your 3.5 by 3.5, Karen. The last one you're going to cut 4.5 by 4.5. But by gutting in 1/2 inch on all 4 sides, you created your 4th square, and you've got your piece for your photograph. Okay, I've not used any extra cardstock. So now we're going to start on the pattern papers. So your pattern papers, again, you're going to do 3, but you're going to do 3.25 inches square now. So 3.25 inches. Straight up and down. Oh, your little one's awake. Oh, sorry, Laura. So hopefully you can catch up later. We can see you later, Laura, okay? You take care. So that's 3.25 by 3.25 square. And again, 3.25 by 3.25 square. So that's 2. And I don't think... Oh, yes, I can get a 3rd one out of this. Just perfect. So that's 3. The next one I'm going to do is 3.25 by 3.25. Okay. And then we do the large, big piece. Oh, Laura's still with us. TV's on. So Jo says she's just seen a news flash and some idiots are still congregating to exercise. The government says we may no longer be able to exercise outside. I'll tell you, Jo, isn't it so sad that a few people are going to ruin this for everybody? And this is what's going to happen. You know, lockdown is going to have to be longer because of some people not doing as they're meant to do and then flighting the rules. And we're all in lockdown because we're all here crafting at home. So I've got 4 at 3.25 by 3.25. I know the Queen is going to be doing a statement tonight, isn't she? So we'll see what she's got to say. And then your last one is going to be 4.25 by 4.25. And then that should be all our cutting done, ladies. Won't you be pleased about that? I bet I'm going to see lots of laughing faces coming across the screen now. Heather said, Yes, Heather, you're totally right. It is so unnecessary. I know a couple of you ladies have got to shield for 12 weeks. So you've got to shield even longer than us ladies at the moment. And I know it's totally unfair, because if everybody did as they're told, we'd all be out of this a lot sooner. Yes, they're total idiots. I totally agree with all you ladies. It just makes my blood boil. Totally. So I'm going to put my trimmer to one side now. You'll be pleased to hear. So I've got my pattern papers and I've got my cardstock. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mat and layer my photograph up, and I'm just going to ink the edges just to take that just cut look off. Is 4 1/4? Yes, the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 bit, Laura, is for the photograph, but you should have more than enough of your cardstock. So you've got 4 of this size, and your bigger one is for your photograph. Okay, so I'm just gonna ink my edges just to take that just cut look off. I don't always ink edges, but I'm just thinking we've got all the time in the world, ladies. As long as you're okay listening to me going on, that's absolutely fine. And then I'm going to stick that down. And I'm trying to go down with as little glue as possible. Again, I'm going around the edge of my square. Now I've gone quiet, haven't I? Okay. And then I'm going to pop that onto the top. So you've got that nice matte layer. So you can really see how gutting is going to come into its own with this. Now, if you've trimmed your photograph down, you know when you look at your photograph, sometimes you've got that white on the side. You can also just ink the edges of your photograph, because sometimes that just makes it blend in to your page. So it's just a thought. You don't have to. Personal choice entirely. I'm going to, before I pop my photograph on there. This photograph is of my niece, and it's her birthday in January, right the first week in January as well. So she got a nice new coat for her birthday with a big fur hood, and her mum took this picture, and I thought, brilliant. What's Laura saying? Just right, you've got different size photographs, Laura. Don't worry too much. If you haven't got enough of your pattern paper, you can quite easily, and I did put some by here and I've lost it. You can quite easily mat and layer with some black or some white. Okay, so don't worry about that. So that's my photograph done. So now with these, this is double-sided paper. So I'm going to do 2 that way and 2 that way. Okay, so I'm just going to ink the edges on these before I stick them onto the cardstock. And no, I'm not going to gut the cardstock here. We're not going to do any more gutting. Hi, Ellen. Ellen's joined in. Hope you're keeping well, Ellen. Still works. That's great, Laura. Yes, you should have enough paper left. I did it originally with a 6x4 picture, but because the layout is sort of all squares, that's why I picked a square picture. But yes, it can quite easily work. Chris has done a different size as well, and yes, it still works. You've still got enough paper. I mean, I've got all this here. Don't think you can see. I've got all this paper left here, so I've got enough here for title and things like that. But it just shows you don't need to use loads of cardstock to create a simple layout. And even Jenny showed you that on her class this morning as well. It's just using your cardstock in a different way. Right, so now I'm going to stick these onto here. I've still got a frayed edge on that one. I don't quite know why. It might have been the outside edge one I had. So I'm going to stick these on. So around we go. So I've got 2 of the tartan. Now this is one of the old paper maze kits that we get from, well, we get the kits from Paper Maze, but it's an old club kit that I've got here. So these kits are great for that. And sometimes we do a few layouts and we leave everything else in the bag, in the kit. So classes like this that we're putting on for you ladies, it's a great way of using some of the bits of the kits you've got left. And I think Jo's going to be doing her layout the same this afternoon. And just talking quickly about Joe's class that's coming up, you would have seen the PDF that Joe put on the Facebook group. If you could print that off ahead of Joe's class, absolutely brilliant. You've got time. And I'm just trying to think, Jenny, you'll be able to correct me on this. Is it 3 o'clock? I think Joe's up. Can you just confirm with me? Put me a heart or a thumbs up or something just to let me know. Is it 3 o'clock, Jenny? But if you could download that PDF for Joe's class, that is brilliant. If you can't, don't worry. Okay. I've actually printed mine off. I was just going to show you all while I'm just sticking. Yes, there's a heart come across. I think that was Jenny. Let me just show you. This is what Joe sent as a PDF. Okay. And it's brilliant actually for what's going on in the world at the moment. So I've just printed mine off on a piece of 300 GSM card through my printer. Yeah, Jenny says Joe's up at 3 o'clock. So for Joe's class, if you scroll down to our page and find the PDF that Joe put on there, she's also put it in the file section of our page, ladies. And you could just print that off ahead of Joe's class. That'll be brilliant. Okay, but don't worry if you can't. But if you can, great news. Right, so are we all at this stage now? We've done all our gluing, so we can now put our page together. I got thumbs up. Are we all there? Rachel's joined. Hi, Rachel. Have you got the electrics back on in the house? You must have, because you're joining us. Poor Rachel. She had a bit of a do with a hot cross bun earlier. So I'm just hoping it's all right now. So I'm going to bring in my main page. Yeah, we've got some thumbs up. Yes, Emma says yes, she's ready. Yeah, we're all ready to go. More thumbs up coming, good. Just making sure everyone's at the same level. Okay, so I'm going to pick these up. Bring our main piece in. I'm not sure which way around I'm going to put mine actually, because these flowers sort of go everywhere. Oh, perhaps that way around. I'll keep looking at bits. They're going that way and they're oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to cover them. So what my aim is to pop these down and give in an overall layered look. In fact, I might go 3 one side and 1 that side. So you're just going to be bringing them across your page. So it's a really simple layout, but I wanted to bring in the aspect of the gutting just to give you a little bit of a technique. But can you see the type of thing I'm looking for? So you've got all those layers and all that matting and layering, and even the edges I tend to actually glue right up to the edge. Okay, so the choice is yours. So I'm going to glue those down. I put personal preference entirely, ladies. Sally's joined. Hi, Sally. I put the 3 pattern paper ones flat, and then I do my main photograph one 3D. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing these down. Okay, so when you're happy with where they are, so I'm just going to pop them down and I'm going right over to the edge. So you've got that on the edge as well. So don't be afraid to do that. And I might take some of you out your comfort zone with that, but it's quite nice to come out your comfort zone with these classes that we're doing. I'm going to pop glue on this one. I hope you're going to join in later, Sally, and do some scrapbooking. I've been looking at your drawing. That's fantastic. And it's nice that you've got the time off now. You can catch up with all your crafting as well, can't you? So that's brilliant news. I must say, I've been doing lots of colouring. I've been colouring all my Easter cards ready to go out. So I'm going to bring that in about there. Okay, but I'm going to 3D my photo. Sally said she nearly forgot she was too busy having coffee. Sally, how could you forget about us? But anyway, the nice thing with the lives is you can come back later on and join in and create these layouts if you wish. Choice is entirely yours. I'm going to go in with 3D glue on my photograph. If you want to put a tag with journaling, right, if you've got your Stampin' Up tag punch, you can quite easily. I'm going to, look, I've got a little scrap there actually I'm going to use. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to chop this down just to 2 inches. Donna's joined. Hi Donna, hope you're keeping safe. Are the family all driving you mad by now? I must say it's good to have Lauren back from uni, but she's working every day in Tesco's at the moment. They've got her, she's the meter and greeter because she keeps them all going. She was dancing apparently in the aisles yesterday, so we have video footage from one of the ladies. They shared it, which was fantastic. So I've just made a little tag there, so I'm thinking I'm going to pop my tag there, then it doesn't interfere with what I've got going on. Okay, so if you're going to do that, when you put your 3D glue or your foam pads, okay, you can use foam pads as well, you could use either, all right, just bear in mind you're going to have your tag. Now some of you may say, oh, we haven't used any ribbon yet for your tag. Ha ha. Now we did this little trick the other day, didn't we, on Facebook Live. I've got a bit of this pattern paper. If I trim ½ an inch, it should be long enough, this piece, I'm hoping. Yeah, it should be. Right, so this is out my scraps. So I've got a ½ inch piece here. If I thread that through at a diagonal, can you see? And then snip 1, 2. You don't need ribbon. And then if I put just a tiny speck of glue there and the other side, oops, you haven't even got to worry about ribbon to match either. So I'm going to just bring that right up like that. So that can be my tag, which can go under there. So I'm going to 3D glue gel my picture. So I'm going to put a blob just in each corner so the tag can be there as well. And then I'm going to pop that in place. Okay. The last thing to do is to add my title. And of course we've got all of our scraps for that. So let's add a title while we're here. I'm going to drop shadow my title. And I think I'm going to go green with the top part of my words. And I'm going to go the burgundy colour for the underneath. But the choice is yours. So I'm just going to slide that along there a bit. Bring in a little die cutting machine. I'm just using the words. I know a lot of you got these dies. These are just normal word dies. Okay, they're the same as the ones at the club. Very handy. So I'm just going to lay these in here to die cut my word. And I'm just using the word eyes, because I think that just about sums up that layout. So I'm making sure I've got them round the right way. Okay. Oh, have any of them overlapped? This is because I'm not sellotaping them. I'm being lazy. But there we go. And that's how quick and easy that is. So that's the first layer. Take that one out as well. And then I'm going to do, I could put something like hashtag eyes, but I think I'm just going to put eyes. And then I'm going to go out of the burgundy colour. So back in with my dies as well. Okay. Plonk them on there. That's a technical term, by the way, ladies. plonking. You've got no flaps and gussets here, but you've got lots of gutting. And who knows what will happen by 5 o'clock if we get on the wine, eh, Chris? Anything could happen. Or the cocktails, as Emma said. Don't think I've got much to make cocktails out. But there we go. So they're all out. So I'm going to glue those together to make a drop shadow. So I've still got all these scraps left. So I could do another layout on the other side. But we'll stick to the side we've got at the moment. So I'm going to have a bit of tacky glue on the back of my hand to do my layout. Who's doing their layout? Thumbs up. Just press the thumbs up button if you're on the layout. On the, sorry, title. Title. Thumbs up on your title. Oh no, you've all gone quiet. Oh no, we're getting some. We're getting love hearts. Thumbs up. Good. So some of you at the stage, we're all at the right stage. I've not gone too fast. That's great. That's good news, Chris. Chris has run out of wine, but she's got lager. All right, so you're going to be on the beer later then, Chris. That's good. I must say, I went to shops the other day on my one day out a week that I get. And I popped in, and the alcohol was okay actually. It wasn't too low, I didn't think. Now that looks quite nice on there. So I'm just going to do these. I find these little words, or letters, it's easier to do with a pair of tweezers. But again, you ladies will know the way round you've got. What she said? It's stuck. She's got stickers stuck on her hand, Laura. And she's waiting to see where to put it. I couldn't. Oh, look, Heather's on the fruit cider later. Right, okay. So I think 5 o'clock when we come back and I give you your club challenge for the month. I think, yeah, I think we'll all have to have a cheers to ourselves for staying in, staying safe, and not being like all the idiots that aren't. Okay, so I think we've all deserved a drink later on. I don't know about anybody else. So as Laura, are you ahead of me, are you, Laura? Where I'm going to put the title? I'm going to put the title right down the bottom because I'm just putting my S on. I'm thinking of my title down here because your eye is drawn across that way. And that's where I'm thinking of putting my title. But again, this is personal preference. You can put your title where you like. You could 3D your title. So it's quite subtle, that, isn't it, down there? So, oh, they're all sticking to me. Get off. So I'm thinking of putting it down the bottom here. But you could put it down there. You could put it... Actually, I might even put it under the photograph. I'm going to go rebel. I'm going under the photograph now. What's Julie saying? Gin and tonic. Julie's on gin and tonic later. She's run out of wine. She had to leave. She had window... Oh, Julie's back. She had to leave. She had window visitors. That's nice. I hope they're out on their exercise walk, though, for this. So I'm going to pop mine down here. Just under there, actually. Because my paper is quite busy. But this is where, don't be afraid to use busy paper, ladies. I know a lot of you get a bit worried if there's a piece of pattern paper in your kits that you don't like. You know, don't worry about it. Now, Joe's going to come on later as well and let you know about next month's kit. And if any of you want to order it. I did put a post on the Facebook group and Joe has put the bank details. And really, I need to get those kit orders in by Tuesday at the outside because she's going to send me 2 months in one. If any of you ladies are shielding and want your kit sending out to you, we can do that. There's an extra charge because obviously there's the postage and I've got to go and buy some board envelopes to do that. I'm putting my title there. I'm just going to put my title there so it's all quite subtle. So that's me finished. How are we all doing your end? Are we finished? Are we getting there? Oh, the children. So was it your grandchildren that came round, Julie? She said they were getting their exercise on their scooters. I hope it's the grandchildren. So they came to say hello. That's quite nice, actually. See, I can't even visit my dad at the moment. He's in Devon. The care home he's in, they went on lockdown a week before the country did because they knew it was coming. And they couldn't risk the residents getting poorly. It's the small care home. They're only 22 in total, so it's quite nice. So, yeah. So we're all getting there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over quickly. Because look what you've got on the back. You've got the base there for another layout, which you could quite easily do. And I know Jo would use every tiny little scrap that she's got left here to create another photograph. But you've got borders here. I've got borders on mine, but I've got a bit of pattern paper there. So do you see? And perhaps I should have that as a little bit of an extra challenge for you before Jo comes up at 3 o'clock with the next class. Perhaps we should have a bit of a challenge of who can do a layout on the back of this layout. So you've got all these scraps. Look, you've got all this to play with. So let's see who can come up with a layout for this side. Who's up for that? Thumbs up? Yes? No? I'm going to give it a go. I've got plenty of time. We've got time before Jo's on. Okay, so if you want to have a go at that, brilliant. But I'm just going to flip it over now. Yeah, Heather says excellent idea. So that is our layout. So that is my COVID-19 layout for Edwinstowe Scrappers for April. I do hope you've enjoyed the class and listening to me waffling on, because I do waffle on, but anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. And I've enjoyed seeing all your comments. I've got the iPad in front of me. I'm seeing everything happening as you're doing it. I hope you've enjoyed the class. I've enjoyed teaching it. And I'm going to come back when Jo comes back later, and I'm going to keep an eye on Facebook and see who does the other side. What did Emma say? She said, thanks, Dawn. I need to disappear for a barbecue. For a barbecue, we are having a wave on drone to fly over us. Oh, that's good. Oh, so you're going to be in your garden having a barbecue. Oh, that sounds fantastic, Emma. Oh, you must put some pictures on Facebook. Fingers crossed Emma can join us at 3. Don't have too many beers, Emma, or wines. Thank you, Heather. I don't think my voice sounds very good, but thank you. Thank you very much, ladies. Stay safe, stay in. Jo's going to be along at 3 o'clock with her class. I will see you back at 5 o'clock with a little glass of something in my hand to pass on the challenge for the month. And we'll see you all soon. Don't forget as well, take a picture of your layouts. Jenny set up a folder in our Facebook group. Don't forget to take a picture of your layouts. Post on the page or post into the folder. Jenny will put all the rest in there at some stage, I'm sure. And thank you all for listening. See you soon. Take care. Love you all.